So, with 2023 nearing the end, I thought I would do a top 5 favourite 2023 champions for Mortal Contest champions, obviously. This is all my opinion. So, if your favourite champion from this year is not on this list, unfortunate. That's what I gotta say. This is all my opinion, and that's why the comment section exists. So I do want to give a couple of honourable mentions here beforehand, because I think nearly all the characters released this year all had their place in the game. So obviously there's characters I don't have, like Gladiator, Kushala, who's relatively new, Onslaught as well, who got released like 4 days ago when I'm recording this, who looks incredibly scary. Always got Maestro as well, future Ant-Man, but let's go into some of the honorable mentions that I actually have. Photon, Nightmare on defense. She's pretty good on attack as well, but I know everyone puts her on defense. I like Wolfie, Werewolf by Night. I like Wolfie a lot. I do think he's a little bit underrated personally. And also Baron Zemo, who, kind of got shafted with Necropolis because everyone still went with Vagrant anyway, which is what I'm going to be doing. So, let's get into the list, shall we? Number 5, if I didn't have this character, I think Sandman would probably be on this list because he was the champion I wanted to come to the game most. But I'm not particularly happy with how he turned out. Still got his use in the game, though. And that is Silk. I'm really glad I ranked this gal up because I wasn't really a big fan of her. I thought, I'm not really seeing, the stuff that other people have done with her, but then I started learning her, which is a given for, most of these champions, apart from, 2 on this list. Actually, no, 3. She's insanely good on attack. That safety net of the Silk Sense as well is amazing, unless they have True Strike or something. That is insane utility. Mangog special 2. What other specials are really annoying to avoid? Penny Parker's special 2. All the ones with you can be the best player in the world. There's no way you're gonna avoid all of it. She can do it with a Silk Sense. But one thing I'm not really particularly fond of with Silk is that she does need the Relic in order to get the most out of her, which isn't a bad thing. I don't personally mind Relics. I know some people are completely against them. I don't personally mind them. And her playstyle, I love her playstyle as well. And her Sig ability, actually somewhat pretty useful. Not necessary, but pretty useful. It's just a little bit of utility and, can shut off or reverse regen if you've got a max Sig. So, yeah, Silk, great attacker. I love her playstyle. Decent Sig at Sig Awakening. I'm really glad I ranked her up. So that is Silk in at number 5. Now, number 4 is Morbius. I do like Morbius a lot more than most people do. One problem with Morbius, main problem I have with Morbius is that if that special 2 doesn't KO the opponent, it's not very a fun time ramping up again. I'm not really a big fan of the way he ramps up. To get to that big special 2, obviously you get 10 bleeds, petrify, and the more debuffs you have on him, the more powerful it gets. I'm not really a big fan. However, the past 2 seasons of Battlegrounds doesn't really pose much of a problem because they've buffed Science Champions, which is one reason why I'm not a big fan of the attack nodes on the player nodes in Battlegrounds, but that's a topic for another day. But yeah, so plus 1,522 for each debuff consumed, max 40. So it can do a lot. It does have regen as well. And if you do get to push special 3, does the same amount of attack, but it doesn't consume all the debuffs. So that's pretty good. But I wish I had my 7-star Awakened, because it's a pretty good Sig ability. If the opponent can't be bled, they can be ruptured, which is fine because Scorpions are only rupture immune in the game. Well, technically Silk's got like minus 90% duration on ruptures, but she can be bled anyway. So yeah, that's a very, very useful Sig ability. But also when taking direct damage from any source, so I think that's poison, bleed, and degen. I think that's pretty much it, which they're quite common in the game, so he's very suicide friendly. Yeah, you will not die when any of those effects are on you, and you instantly regenerate, well, 50% of it when he's max. Also, Silent Glide, similar to Silk's Silk Sense, but I think that the Silent Glide takes more skill to use, because you can just miss big special 2s. It's like Doom Special 2. I've had several matches where I will just glide straight through that. And also, Silent Glide, use that when opponent's covering from a special attack, instant 4 bleeds. So yeah, that ramps them up a little bit quicker. That's the one thing I have a problem with Morbius, is that, well, obviously he's not very good on defense either. But his ramp up, if that special 2 doesn't kill, it's not the best time. So that is Morbius in at number 4. Now, number 3 is Adam Warlock. Again, I'm saying this a lot. The problem with Adam isn't necessarily his fault. It's just a problem with the AI at the moment, is that the AI is awful, essentially, and Adam does require AI cooperation, and the game sadly hasn't got the best AI at the moment. But yeah, Adam, when I saw his deep dive, I thought I like where this guy's going, and then I got my hands on him. Obviously, that Sig 120 is like all natural, I believe. I don't even think I've sunk 6 stones into him, but I've gotten this guy a lot. And he's very, very good. He's all right on defense as well, providing they don't have a Mystic. He's decent on defense. His PI for me is so high that some people think he's a rank 4 and they just ban him instantly, which I'm not bothered about that at all. And yeah, he's just a very, very good damage dealer, providing that the opponent actually wants to play ball with you, which, as I said, with the current state of AI, doesn't really happen all too much. I also want to say about Adam, he has one of the best precisions in the game as well, up there with CGR's. And also his Fury. He's a very, very powerful champion. I can see why some people thought he might be good in Necropolis. Haven't seen a lot of him in Necropolis, I'll be honest. His Stasis Pod as well is a great safety net as well. And I think like my best rotation is for how I play Adam is I hit the opponent until they're just about to go to special 1. And then back up, wait for the opponent to hold his block, hit the block so that you get the unblockable and the true damage, and then you just, hopefully they throw their specials, and you get to special 2, Status Pod. They will either throw a special or they'll just hit until you're stunned, if providing the Sig ability is high enough. And yeah, I like that rotation on Adam. I like his play style. I just wish that maybe when the AI's somewhat in a better place in this game, that I think he uses a lot more. And he's also coming as a 7-star as well in the Banquet event. So that'll be very interesting to see if he gets a little bit of more eyes on him. If, when people who do whale out for the Banquet event do get him, that will be very interesting. Now, these next 2 are my 2 favourite champions this year, obviously. But which order they're going to be in, you'll know one of them if you've seen one of my videos from like a month ago or 2 months ago. But my second one is Kate Bishop, the second champion on this list that I actually thought about learning after seeing some of the crazy stuff they can do with her. Kate is great for short, medium fights, and if you're a very, very skilled player, long fights. I think that her showing in Acropolis maybe has Kabam thinking maybe we don't release her as a 7-star, because I remember with a 7-star community vote she was in it, but Shang-Chi won that, and I'm thinking that maybe Kabam might be like, are probably thinking actually maybe Kate being a 7-star isn't the best idea in the world. Although I still like to see her as a 7-star, but the best thing about Kate is that her damage mainly comes from her trick arrows, and they are passives, which means they can't be purified, which does make her an insanely good battlegrounds attacker. Even for people like me who, obviously don't really know how to play Kate extremely well. I'm still learning. But those cold snaps, when those cold snaps add up, those red numbers and they're ticking down, providing you keep the enemy in the corner, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Obviously, like Necropolis and stuff, she's proven her worth there. I think she's just gone better over the year. And when I got her, I was thinking, it's just like, I didn't really want to learn the whole hold the block until you get that little shimmer of light. And I just thought, I just don't want to learn it, but it's actually pretty easy. And her SIG is, I can't actually remember what her SIG is. Dialed in passives, increased potency, so that's obviously very, very good. And striking the opponent pauses with trick arrows, so very, very, very good SIG ability. I didn't have I played it unawakened for the longest time, and I didn't really notice too much of difference. But that's personally just me. I know probably she could do with a bit of a higher SIGs, but all my skill SIGs are going into Aegon at the moment. For me to do my first completion of Necropolis before the 15th of January. So, yeah, Kate, she's great for long, medium, and short fights. She's more than earned her place in the game. And, well done to Kabam, DLL Daddy Longlegs. He's made some banging champions this year, along with Absman and, was it Kushala, he did as well. So, yeah. Very, very good. But now, number one is going to be Lady Deathstrike. It's this coming down to the fact that because she's mainly a Wolverine villain, and Wolverine's one of my favorite Marvel characters and one of my favorite comic characters of all times. Yes. Was I really excited when she was coming to the game? Yes. Is she very good? I personally think so. I know a lot of people aren't too big of a playstyle, because I know they think, you've got to, not parry. That's not really the case. By the time you've gotten her ferocity up, you're at special 2. And that just, that basically does it for 3 seconds, I think. Yeah, 3 seconds. And that's essentially 3 parries you've got in there. So it's not the end of it's really not the end of the world. That regen as well has saved my bacon so much. There was I wish I recorded it. Actually, I think I might. I'll see if I can try and find it in my recordings. But I know I took a massive special 2 from a character. And she this was near the beginning of a fight, and she just healed straight back up to 95%. That regen is insane. I do think I bring her into war all the time. Because I do think she's personally that good. Her awakened ability ramps her up a lot quicker, personally. I really love her so much. I was really concerned that maybe she'll be, instead of inflicting ruptures, she'd inflict bleed. But since Scorpion's the only rupture immune, she basically can deal with everything. She's my favourite Hulkling counter in the game. Whereas I know almost just but Brideriser just, a tech attacker against a Cosmic. What are you talking about? I did a video in Alliance War about 2 months ago with me shredding a Hulkling down with Lady Deathstrike. Just type in on my channel just like Lady Deathstrike shreds Hulkling or something like that. I'm sure it will come up. But yeah, I think for like obviously the Unstoppable, you can tank special with her. That's great. You know, and again, I love a playstyle. Just, you know, get to Ferocity, throw special 2, and then it's just spam special 1s, and the opponents, if you know, they're pretty much dead. I think her coming out as a 7-star as well will probably help her out as well. I'd love to get a 7-star Lady Deathstrike at some point in the future, but I am more than content with the 6-star. And I think with the path I'm taking, I'll get a 4 to 5 6-star generic. Lady Deathstrike might be my next rank. Might be my next rank 5. It's either going to be her or Valkyrie. It's how much I love this character from this year. So that is going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed till the end, thank you very much. Like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if you didn't, and if you enjoy this video, check out some of my other content on this channel, and if you like my content, feel free to subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.